Hello, Cold Mill Road family, as well as anybody else who finds their way to this video. It was fun posting some of these and seeing people. I saw Judy Seibert from Abilene. Hello. I saw Tona Rietveld from Jackson, Mississippi, who commented on Facebook. It's fun to be able to share with you in these ways. I do want to say something quickly just to our Cold Mill Road Church family. So good to see you on Zoom this Sunday for our first online worship service. I appreciate you being gracious. We're shifting to this new format. This was not something that was in the plans. This is just part of how we're responding to this moment that we're finding ourselves in with COVID-19, and as we're being encouraged to practice physical distancing. I did see the World Health Organization is shifting away from calling it social distancing to calling it physical distancing, because we do not want to distance ourselves socially. We want to find ways to stay connected. And that's what we're doing with our online worship services right now, too. I did want to say just something real quick. We'll send out an email about this more, too, but really want to encourage you to download the Zoom app on your desktop or laptop computer, or I believe on your smartphone, too. I actually haven't tried that yet myself. And to use the video feature when you log on for worship, if at all possible to you. That was really cool for a lot of us last week to just be able to see each other, because that's part of our experience of worship together, and something that we're missing so much is just to see people's faces and to see smiles and other facial expressions people may be making as we worship together. And so we'd like to have more people doing that, and really encourage you to do that if it's possible. And if you log on through the web browser, that's a feature that you don't have, is to kind of scroll through the pictures, and so downloading the app can help with that. I wanted to do this video. I'm thinking about this story that happened from my own life. It was actually shortly after we moved to Durham, or about 6 months after we had moved up here to Durham. I found myself going through just sort of a funk. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it, but was just feeling not myself, restlessness and anxiety and sadness and all of this. And it felt like a good time to call up an old mentor of mine and just kind of talk through, here's what's going on. And so I did. And in the course of that conversation, he said, well, so it sounds like you finally realized that you moved up there with yourself. And he was right. That is exactly what I was realizing. That when we have these experiences where something new happens, whether it's something like a move that comes with a lot of excitement, and there's these new people around, and there's this new place, and there's all these new things, and that can come with a lot of just kind of its own form of energy. And we're responding to all these things. Or it could be a negative sort of change like the one so many of us are experiencing right now, where it's just like our normal just got taken away from us. And now we're in this thing. And how long has it been? And how long will it be? We don't really know answers to those, but we're trying to practice physical distancing from one another, and we're spending more time at home. And I was just driving down 9th Street, and I had to go to our bank today, and so many places are shut down. It's strange. But even those kinds of changes can come with a sort of energy that we find ourselves in crisis mode and problem-solving mode, and let's take care of some stuff. And there's stuff we can do here that we weren't able to do before. But I've been feeling that shift this week. I know in myself that just sort of says, yeah, part of what's happened in this is I'm still just myself. There is no new and improved version of Ben that suddenly, upgrades, and now I'm version 2.0 or I'm version 3.0. I'm just myself in this new situation. And I've been on social media more than I care to admit here lately. I think that's just been a way of trying to stay connected to others, at least in a kind of an artificial way. But I noticed right after this started happening that people are writing all these posts, and they're like, well, this is a good time to, seize the moment, and you ought to clean out that pantry that you've been meaning to get to, and you ought to read through that stack of books that you got at home, and this is a good time to check in on all your neighbors, and all these different kinds of, this flurry of activity. But yeah, I think maybe a lot of us are feeling that shift now where we're realizing, oh, part of what's happened here is I've just moved home with myself and it's still me. So I just wanted to ask, anybody else feeling that? Yeah, you are not alone. And I think this is a good time for us to be gracious with ourselves and to remember this is new and it's hard and we were not prepared for it. None of us wanted it. It's a good time to be compassionate to ourselves. It's a good time to be compassionate to others around us who are dealing with this also, especially those of us who are closest to us. We may be living in closer quarters than we're used to. And to just remember, yeah, this is hard right now. It's also something Luke Smith, one of our elders on Sunday, mentioned. It's a good time to find some routines, especially when we're kind of in this phase of things where it's open-ended right now. We don't know where it's going to end, but staying as close to your normal routines as you can is a really helpful thing too. Like, I've been working from home. I'm actually up at the office right now recording this video, but mostly I've been working from home here lately, and but still, I'm making myself get up every day and take a shower and put on my clothes, and I do wear house shoes at home instead of my regular shoes a lot of times. There are some concessions to be made there, but trying to stick to normal routines as best as possible, if that's available to us, is a good idea. Some things that can really ground us right now. And there may be time to find some new routines and maybe to get around to some of those things that you hope to do, but you're probably not suddenly going to become a totally different person who, keeps their pantry absolutely organized or whatever. If you allowed it to get disorganized in the first place, it's likely it's going to be disorganized again, and that's okay. But maybe finding one or two new routines and kind of keeping them smaller is a good idea too. Like, I know one of the things that shifted is I've started making breakfast for us as a family, because that was always kind of a stressful time of morning for Laura, and so that became one thing I could take away. I don't have a whole lot of skills in the kitchen, but scrambling eggs and warming up oatmeal and chopping fruit are all within my skill set. So I've been able to do some of that. But yeah, I just mostly wanted to see if anybody else is with me. And to let you know you're not alone, if that's what's going on right now, that this experience is going to come in ebbs and flows, and there's going to be waves, and the energy is not always going to feel the same around it, but that's okay. So I do want to encourage you too, in this time of physical distancing, to stay connected. I am amazed at the technology that we had. I took a dig at social media, but I've been so grateful for social media as a way to connect, and FaceTime. I'm trying to do FaceTime calls more often with people just to see other people's faces, and email, and all these kinds of things, all these ways that we can stay connected. Keep doing that. That's really important. We are in this together. We're going to get through it together. We're going to get through it as a family of faith. And anyway, I just wanted to share this with you today. It's on my mind. Look forward to connecting with you again on Sunday, if not before. May the peace of Christ be with you.